What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it. Steak and shake for breakfast. I'm paying for that right now. Heartburn like a mug. Um, Trying to wait till they get the notifications out to people. Um, yeah, it's a mess right now. Hold on, just a sec. I got it. Well, everybody's talking about what Steve Kerr was talking about with his coaches about Draymond Green, and just by reading his lips, by saying he's effing tired of Draymond's it. Steve Kerr, that is. Well, this has been going on for a long time. It's been a long 2 weeks with Steve Kerr and Draymond Green. Uh, Draymond is upset. Okay, and he's got reason to be upset. He's hurt. Dre is hurt. He's been playing hurt, and he can't be himself. So, without a doubt, that's creating problems. Jordan Bell wasn't playing well, so it's hard to say somebody suck or somebody ain't doing something when they not playing well. I sat here and told you what Jordan Bell's problem was, and he has not evolved from the defensive player that he is. On offense, he still hasn't improved or found a rhythm in the offense. He's not asked to shoot a lot, but he has to appear that he's more than just an alley oop dunker. That he could actually hit a jump shot. They're leaving you wide open because they's like, look, we're not even going to risk rotating the guy over. You have to make an aggressive move towards the basket. You can't be like, oh God, where am I going to get the ball to? You're wide open. You have to give the appearance of an offensive threat, even if you're not. You have to give that appearance, or they have a problem on the floor. No, they have some problems. Defensively, they're not in sync. They're not locked in. When they mean locked in, that means all the guys are focused on every single play. Now, this is March. This is going down the stretch. But right now, they're not focused. They're not locked in. And that's a dangerous thing to be in. This is how you end up losing in the second round of a playoff series when you're supposed to go to the championship because guys are not locked in going into the season. Now, there's about 2 more weeks left in the season. So you got about 3 more weeks left of basketball for regular season. You want everybody to be on the same page or wavelength. Well, no, Draymond's on the trading block because Draymond's on the trading block. I mean, granted, hanging with LeBron was not a good idea for Draymond Green as a basketball player. Hanging with somebody that's not on your team is not a good idea. I never believed in fraternizing with players that's not on my team. I would not be very keen to that. I'm more the '80s basketball player where you hung out with your team. That's it. Now you can hang out with him like off the court and all this and that, but all this fraternizing during the season, I don't like it. Now Isaiah and Magic was best friends off the court, but on the court they try to destroy each other. Now I'm not saying that's a big part of the game, but what LeBron brings to the table is the psyche. LeBron be like, man, you do what you want to do, man. You Draymond Green, you important. You da 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 da. Mentally, he takes that over there and starts bringing some of the bad habits LeBron do over there with his team over to the Golden State Warriors. And you can tell LeBron has a bunch of bad habits because it followed him from Cleveland all the way to the Lakers. Look at the chemistry he built over there. Look at the chemistry he left in Cleveland. So obviously, it's not the Lakers can't adjust to LeBron James. It's LeBron James is not a good enough leader. So now Draymond Green, who blended in fine for 4 seasons, of course he has some shouting matches, but he had no problem blending in with the team. Now this season it's been rocky. Now he's out here drinking wine on TV shows. But physically, he came in with a knee injury, which led to a toe injury. To this has been an injury plagued season. He's the worst in the NBA, Draymond Green, at -4 of anybody that's playing 30 minutes or more in the NBA. If you played 30 minutes or more in the NBA, the lowest ranked player is Draymond Green. That's that's got to be frustrating for somebody like Dre who loves to compete. He loves to play the game, and when he knows he can't do what makes him great, he's frustrated, and he don't know how to deal with it. But taking it out on people, taking it out on coach. Steve Kerr ain't calling the right play. Man, Steve calling these bullshit plays, man. Man, I won't shoot this. Yeah. Man, they should be listening to me. Then he's becoming a cancer in the locker room. You get other players to go along with your cry against the coach. That's not helping the team. You getting other players to go join you against other players. That's not cool. That's not building the team up. That's help ripping the team in half. And for the past 2 weeks, Golden State was looking at possibly moving Draymond Green, especially if they don't win. If they don't win, Draymond is definitely gone. But the option is definitely on the table as he's going to want big money coming up. And them making room for Dre, trading him. It's not that he can't shoot anymore. He's got a toe injury and he had a knee injury. And his shot was coming short. His shot was coming short. And because his shot was coming short, when he first came in the league, guys used to play off Draymond. Then they start respecting him because he was knocking down those threes. He was knocking down those jump shots. So you couldn't leave Dre open. He had a game, he would hit like 5 threes. Dre could shoot threes. He's just not a 3-point shooter like Clay and Steph. But when his legs are kind of shot, he can't really have the same explosion. You got to understand, Dre plays defense 100%, so he's always on the defensive seeing, calling, pointing, and telling guys where they need to be, who to pick up. And this season, he's not able to pick up the slack. He's been very subpar this year because physically he's not 100%. He needs to be out on the floor. Well, because everybody on the internet's been saying it, everybody on the radio's been saying it. I've said it, but when I say it, I don't really hold no weight. I'm just a guy sitting in his living room, right? So it don't mean anything. Then you hear it comes out of the mouth of NBA players. I've already known that there are people that think like this. There's other people that said it too. This has been said for weeks ago. I mean weeks, and it's logical. If you're running a team right now, you see that this isn't working. He's divided our team. So let's say they get some new players over here. They're not winning right away. What's gonna happen then? Because now you're stuck with these new guys, and now what you're gonna have? LeBron turns his back on the team. The new teammates and LeBron aren't getting along. See, now if you get other superstars in here, let's say you get an Anthony Davis or a Klay Thompson. What happens when Klay has that night when he's 2 of 8 from the field or 2 from 12? Because he has a lot of those nights where he's 2 for 12. His shot ain't dropping. He was in slumps this year, like two major slumps. Clay go through that. He's a shooter. Shooter has those moments where the shot's just not going in. Then the media jumps down their throat. Then they say, "Oh, what about this?" And LeBron don't take up for his teammates. Then what happens? So you guys got to understand some things here. This is a game of politics and bull jive. LeBron James, all right. LeBron James don't have any inkling about I want to do what's best for the team. He wants to do what's best for LeBron James. He's always been that way. He's not going to change. It's not going to change. Period. It's his way or the highway. So anybody plays with him has to deal with the scrutiny of you're letting LeBron down. You are not doing what you need to do. It's always someone else's fault. And you see that LeBron, one of the main problems is he doesn't associate with any of the players that's on his team. You never see LeBron hanging out with his teammates. You never see him bonding with these younger guys that's on the Lakers. You know why he didn't bond with them? Because he knew that he was going to try to move them for Anthony Davis. They knew this was the play. That's why he never got close to Kyle Kuzma, never got close to Ingram. He smiled in their face like he loved them, but he never really bonded with them because he knew we finna get the guy over here who I am cool with. He's never sat down and had dinner with Kyle Kuzma or Brandon Ingram, but he sat down and had dinner with Anthony Davis, a player you never played with, guy that never helped you win. But I want to sit down and have dinner with him now. Well, here's the narrative. A lot of people, if this season goes down and the Lakers don't make it to the finals, LeBron's gone. LeBron's gone. Let me be the first to tell you, he's gone. After this season, bye bye. Magic, he's gone. They won't be Lakers no more if they don't go to the finals next year. LeBron's gonna want out. Well, it depends. Like if they lose in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, he might come back. But if they go to the playoffs, they lose in the second round or something like that, Bron's gone. Here's why Anthony Davis wants to play with LeBron James. He doesn't want to play with LeBron James. He's playing with LeBron James because the Lakers are going to make him the face of the team. It's going to be Anthony Davis's team. LeBron's going to retire soon. He will be the face of the Lakers. And it's about legacy. As LeBron talked to him about as they sat down at dinner, LeBron told him, man, you got to decide. You want to make a whole bunch of money or you want to make a whole bunch of money and have a legacy? Plenty of people that make money and where are they now? They don't even talk about them no more. They're just another player. You're more than an athlete. You're Anthony Davis. You're gonna make a lot of money. Plus, you're gonna have a legacy. They're gonna remember you, and ain't nobody gonna remember you in no Pelicans. Now, wear a Laker jersey. That's legacy. That's history. Yep. So let's come over here to Los Angeles. We're gonna make history. Win a couple of championships. We're going down in history. Nobody. It's not about playing with him. Like on the court, activity of playing with him is dealing with the scrutiny, the media. LeBron's going to have most of the media coverage because the NBA, they got a bug up their butt about dealing with LeBron James. Like he's the end all be all of the NBA. So now you're dealing with that narrative. Then you're dealing with another narrative of, okay, LeBron James is the face of the league. He's the face of this. He's the face of that. How do we go from point A to point B with LeBron James? Or is it even possible to go from point A to point B with LeBron James? Now, Draymond Green would fit in great with the Los Angeles Lakers because that would free up a lot. But I don't think they would get Draymond unless, some prices would have to come down. And he still has another year in his contract before Draymond could start talking about free agency. So Golden State can keep Draymond on the team all they want next year. I just don't know if Steve Kerr stays. Kerr's gonna look. It's either gonna be me or Draymond. That could happen. That could occur. That's a huge possibility. You want to cover the Suns beating Golden State? We can cover it right now. Phoenix Suns beat the Golden State Warriors the first time. They were like 82-1 underdogs. Uh, and they won the game. Booker went off, had 30 some points. It's March. The best team in the NBA versus the worst team in the NBA. Nobody cares in March. I mean, Golden State didn't look like they cared. They lost. They lost at home to the Phoenix Suns. But here's what people don't realize. The Phoenix Suns is not a bad team. They've made some trades that actually helped them out. Oubre Jr. fits in perfect over there with them. Devin Booker's over there. They got young athletic talent. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They beat the Lakers. They beat Golden State. They beat a lot of teams this year that they shouldn't have beaten. But Milwaukee was exhausted. We knew that. This team here was out of sync, just completely. They played a very hard game against Denver. And for the franchise, it's good luck for Phoenix. They had lost 18 straight games to the Golden State Warriors, that longest streak in the NBA. So that's finally been broken. If anybody bet on the Phoenix Suns like last night, they made some money. I mean, personally, I would have probably bet them to cover. It's March. I was celebrating the Suns' victory over the Lakers because that victory put the Lakers out of the playoffs. Golden State losing to Phoenix, what does that do? What does that mean for the Golden State Warriors? And what does that mean for Phoenix? It's a good, like, yeah, we beat the Warriors. We can go celebrate, but for the Warriors, it was Sunday. KD got hurt. That was a major concern. Kevin Durant getting hurt. I don't think it was major, but still, it's March. You gotta be careful. So they might sit Kevin Durant down for a couple of days. Well, when you go to four straight NBA finals, you basically played an additional NBA season. You know, you think about 16 games in the playoffs or 16 wins at a minimum. You're playing every year where all these other teams get to go home and don't play in the playoffs. You got to get 16 more games at least. You know, they played what, 17 games the year prior, the shortest playoff in history, or tied for it. Detroit Pistons in '89, they only lost two games. Oh, was it '89? I believe it was '89. They only lost like two games, or maybe one game. No, two. Pistons lost two games to the Chicago Bulls in '89. That was the only games they lost in the playoffs. They swept everybody else. Exactly. So LeBron has played basically 18 years of basketball. That's what I'm saying. So that's what when people are like, man, he's 34. I'm like, he's 34 to the fifth power. His body is worn down. This dude cannot. They're cheering when he gets up and start playing defense on Brook Lopez. It's like, dude, he can't get by Brook Lopez. He has no first step, nothing. He's got to shove you with his free arm. That's why he's in the weight room. He got to get stronger to shove people around because if he don't, Oh well, he ain't getting to the basket. Thanks, C-Lens. I try whenever they send out notifications. No, see, this is what happens when one person says something, then it becomes like the dam breaks. Now everybody gonna start talking. Now they like, oh well, he could say that and ain't nothing, no backlash happened to him. We can start talking now. Now you're gonna have other guys speaking out against LeBron. Just wait, it's coming. Well, you got to look at it the way I do. Draymond has never ever in his life. Dre has never ever in his life had to deal with a situation like this. Injuries have has hindered him. He can't be the Draymond he used to be. And because he can't be that guy anymore, it's harmed him. It's robbed him of what made him the guy he is today. And when you can't be yourself, when you're used to being yourself, it's frustrating. He frustrated. But early on this year, ownership showed they're on the side of Steve Kerr over Draymond Green. The outbursts, the attitude, the locker room burst, it's only so long people gonna put up with it. They gonna trade Dre. I believe Draymond's getting traded after this season. And I believe they sending him to the East Coast. They're not gonna leave him on the West. So hopefully they go out with a championship because they're definitely gonna trade him. If they want any shot of keeping Kevin Durant, Dre gotta go. This is the last season he plays with Dre. I can pretty much say that with confidence that Kevin Durant and Draymond Green won't be playing together next year. It would be great to have him on the Detroit Pistons. Send him home. You got Ish, Dre, Blake, Drummond. That sounds like a winner to me. Well, here's the deal. They don't want to lose Kevin Durant, the Golden State Warriors. They really don't want to lose Kevin Durant. They know how important Kevin Durant is to the Golden State Warriors franchise. So when you know someone's a huge part of your success, as far as Kevin Durant, a guy that can hit some amazing shots down the stretch, and when the team is in a jam, he seems to come up big. You know, You don't let something like that just walk out the door when you're opening a new stadium. You're gonna be like, look, we're gonna try to keep you here. I know this thing with Dre is not been comfortable for you. We know you had to adjust your game with Steph and all of this, but you think you can stick it out one more year. Clay already made it quite clear he wants the max. So, well, the NBA is going to give it a shot. They're going to see, can they exist without LeBron James? They have to do this. They have to know, are we okay to move forward without LeBron James? So this is a great test for them. I'm very happy. I'm going to watch every playoff game that ever existed this year. No, Draymond is a whole different person. Draymond is passionate. Some people are passionate and they display it in different ways. Some people can't. They don't put borders on themselves of how far they're gonna go with their passion. Draymond goes too far over the line, and because they've let him get away with it because they're winning. When you start losing, people be like, "Hey, man, look, I ain't finna put up with this no more." So now that you've been losing some games and it's been costing you, and a lot of people feel Draymond's temper is what cost them 4 championships right now. A lot of fans believe we should have 4 right now in a row, not 3. Now, the only thing that's driving the Warriors right now is to have a three-peat. So they'll be in the conversation with the Chicago Bulls, the Lakers, and things of that nature. Something LeBron has never had. He blew his chance. He had a chance at a three-peat, blew it. Can they beat the Warriors in the NBA Finals? That is a very good question. They have the potential to beat the Golden State Warriors, but no, because I don't believe in Middleton. I don't believe in uh, Bledsoe, or LeBron said, "My man Bled." Yeah, so I don't believe in Bled. I don't believe in Middleton when the lights are bright. When the lights are bright, them shots start becoming air balls, and then the Scottie Pippen syndrome shows up, and then everybody starts falling victim to it. The only teams I think that would have a legitimate shot of beating them are the Houston Rockets. And that's it. OKC, they have a problem. They got Paul George, who normally comes up short in these moments, and then Russ, who's playing injured. The knee injuries are taking a toll on him, and he's not the same player he used to be. No, I really think that Draymond he's got a what they would call soul search and find out what it is that is truly going to motivate him to be the best player. He really has to do that because if he doesn't, it's gonna torture him. He's gonna be torturing himself over the years to find out, what's really going on. Can he excel or can he? So we have to wait and find out what happens. But I'm confident he'll be all right. Well, some people can play hurt, and some people can't. Draymond is injured. I don't think he's 100% at all. I think he's lingering, and on defense, he's a step slow. Guys are getting by Draymond that would never get by him, and they trying him. They're trying Draymond more than they ever would have challenged him before. So defensively, the team has been a step slow. And when you got somebody like Boogie who's trying to learn the system, down the stretch, they're going to need somebody who understands their system and how they run it. That's why they got Bogut because Cousins, they don't trust he's going to be ready to play the type of minutes they're going to need or require. And Looney hasn't been getting it done. So when Looney gets in foul trouble, they just like the NBA is upset that the Golden State Warriors when they got Boogie. So they wanted to make an example out of him. Boogie has the most fouls for the least amount of minutes he's played than any player probably in the history of basketball. As if he was just a guy that they just found on the streets. That's how the NBA, ref his game. And Boogie is an exceptional talent to be that big and to move like that. When you have an ACL injury, normally that's your career when you're that size. So he's doing something that's like one of the most hardest things to ever come back from. Well, that's another part of the game that Steph Curry had to improve on. When your three isn't dropping, you have to learn how to score in other ways. You got to take it to the basket. He's become a much better take it to the basket guy than he was in his first two MVP years. He's become a better distributor of the ball as far as assist to turnover ratio than his previous two MVP years. So he's become a better defender in those 2 years than he was in the 2 years he won back to back MVPs. So Steph Curry's a much better player now than he was when he won the two back to back MVPs. The only problem is we've seen it now. When Steph was doing what he was doing, it wasn't seen. It was like, oh, he's having one of those games. One of those games were like 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row. This dude's incredible. He's doing this every night. So it was like, wow, most valuable player instantly. Then he was doing it again next season. He's doing it again. MVP. They win 73 games. The war is the biggest thing in the world. MVP. But he didn't play like an MVP. It just came so sudden. The league just gave it to him. That's like saying Steve Nash was two-time MVP. Now, Steve Nash is a great player. Don't get me wrong. But there is no way in hell he was the most valuable player over Kobe Bryant. No. No way. No. No, not that year. Kobe was a great teammate. He's not there to be your friend. He's there to get you ready to play. He's gonna practice with you. He's gonna work you. He's gonna make you go in that gym and work out. See what the Lakers did and what Kobe do is because Kobe can teach the game of basketball. LeBron cannot. That's the difference. No, he ran a lot of scared players off, soft players, and that's good because you don't want them on your team. You ain't gonna win with them. You ain't gonna win with Smush Parsh, Chris Mills. They gotta go. They just guys in Laker jerseys. They gotta go. I want winners. I want guys that's tough. He turned Vujicic into a doggone scoring machine, an offensive threat, and somebody on defense you had to respect. He had Jordan Farmar playing tougher. He had all of these guys who endured. They could deal with all the Kevin do. Kevin Garnett cussed everybody out from the jump ball. He intimidates you. Intimidate and dominate. That was the name of the game. So if you couldn't survive what was going on with Kobe Bryant in practice, you wasn't gonna last a chance out there on the court. So Kobe used to make it like boot camp. And that's how it has to be. He willed the team that had basically a bunch of nobodies on it and won an NBA championship. You tell me you got Lamar Crackhead Odom and you got Powell Gasol and Bynum. That was his team. Vujicic and Jordan Farmar. That team won an NBA championship. You tell me that's a winning championship roster? If you give Kobe Bryant the same players that LeBron James got right now with Ingram and Kuzma and those guys, and you put Kobe Bryant out there, this team is in second to third place right now in the West. You keep Shoebox in there? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Nope. Those guys. Look at the people that went to the All Star game this year. Look at Kyle Kuzma and Ingram's numbers. They're averaging 22 points a game each. They stepped it up. Brian Ingram was almost player of the month in February. Brandon Ingram. If they get rid of Draymond, that's going to clear the way for Kevin Durant to stay with Golden State. They won't lose both. They'll lose one, but not the other. That's who the Lakers got. That ain't LeBron James out there. That's a clone. That's R. Kelly out there in a Laker jersey. You know R. Kelly got money problem. He out there with a Laker jersey on with some fake tattoos trying to ball. It is. I know there's a triple double out there tonight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One thing for sure. I'm gonna put on my b-ball shoes and get to traveling the whole night through. Traveling in the name of love, moving in the name of love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gonna have them out there saying, "I believe I can fly." You gonna have them singing that all on the court. Oh, he gonna have a whole remix now. R. Kelly. Now you had to pay that child support. You gonna put out that quick album about his doggone baby mama? Get all that money. Oh, I believe you can die. Think about it every now and then. Making you and your family pay. Oh, I believe you are whole. Just wait till I come through the door. I believe you don't die. They gonna be man. What happened with Kelly? He losing it. Shaq started to decline because he didn't take care of his body in the offseason. And it was evident. That's where him and Kobe was gonna have problems. Kobe is if he's out there sacrificing and putting the work in, and you coming in here out of shape, you slowing the team down. And it led to the growth of Kobe Bryant, the legacy of Kobe. The Warriors are gonna have a press conference today to talk about Draymond Green because there's been some stuff going on with the team for the last couple of weeks with Draymond. So we'll see. Well, Snoop don't know nothing about basketball. He used to play it because he was tall and he wasn't very good at it. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. What you're asking and what you're saying are two different things. Uh, One, if Draymond gets traded, his career will go down. I doubt it. What if Draymond is healthy? What you got to think about what Draymond brings to the table. Draymond is the orchestrator. He was the most valuable piece during the Warriors championship run. He was running the team. The first 2 years, that 73-9 team, remember, there was no Kevin Durant there. They won 73 games. They were able to do that mainly on the strength of Draymond being able to orchestrate the offense to defense. He could run the point, and that took the pressure off Steph having to bring the ball up all the time. Steph was a score first point guard. So Draymond is looking to distribute. He was making shots, he was scoring points. You forget he had like a 30-20 game in game seven. He was killing. So for me, without a shadow of a doubt, you know, Dre will be able to help any team. The Laker fans, they're unforgiving. Laker fans don't care what you did in your career. Rob Parker told you about him being the worst player, basically ever. In the last 13 games, the Lakers are 3-10. They're a 500 ball club. They quit. The Golden State Warriors are what, first or second in the Western Conference. They won three of the last four championships. They've been in four straight NBA finals. It's not time to hit the panic button, but you still want your team to, be able to, lock down and be able to play. TJ, what are you talking about? We mentioned Draymond being injured, so I don't know what are you talking about. Or are you talking about LeBron's injury? I don't understand what you're saying. There is no debate of Kobe and LeBron. LeBron is nowhere near Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is at an elite status. LeBron isn't. There's no other way to put it. Am I basing LeBron's career off this season? No. I'm basing LeBron or James off his career. He's careerly been a terrible teammate, terrible defensive player, and an overrated player for his entire career. Completely overrated. He's only been getting by because of his athleticism. In the past 4 to 5 years, he's played like crap. Kyrie Irving was there to pick up the pieces when he fell down and couldn't do it in Game 7. He was gonna choke that game. Kyrie had to step up because LeBron didn't. He didn't have the energy. He got a chase down block, and everybody act like that won the game. The game was still tied. Kyrie had to put the game to sleep. No, see, it's just like a boxer, right? A boxer who's like, look at Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones is one of the best fighters there was in his era. He had a crazy, unorthodox style, the way he fought. You know, he just was athletic on his own rhythm. And could nobody beat Superman Roy Jones? Then, he had took a L really hard, and it changed Roy. And Roy started losing every other fight. And as Roy got older, Roy could no longer do the things that made him great. He tried to, but when you get older, you fall back on things that you neglected in the past, that you back to the essence, the day one techniques. So when you lose certain things, you're still able to know how to win fights because you can fall back on those tools that you were taught. LeBron don't have any of those. He came right out of high school. Why he has a 16-6 career record against Kobe Bryant? Because of the players that he had on his team. He had Dwayne Wade. He's got Bosh. He had a superstar team. Kobe Bryant didn't. That's when he got the majority of his wins. You have to look at what happened when they played each other, when guarded by each other. Let's look at that. Let's look at when they guarded each other. What happened? I'm gonna pull that up since you want to pull up some stats. Okay, look, there it is. When they guarded each other, here's the field goal percentage. When LeBron guarded Kobe Bryant, Kobe shot 52% from the field. When LeBron was guarded by Kobe Bryant, LeBron shot 27%, which tells you what? He can't stop Kobe Bryant, but Kobe Bryant damn sure can stop him. So I don't want to hear nothing at all. 27%. I remember Kobe giving LeBron lessons on the court. That's all I remember. I remember him hitting them game winners on him. Kobe was pulling up from the elbow, pop, pop. I mean, this dude, he really believes he's like the greatest of all time. LeBron, that's crazy.